Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies. Hisashiburi desu. I have been a busy little beaver. I've been taking my girls and my baby boy to the park. The weather's been beautiful lately, and the requests for go to park have been rolling on in. And I'll start you off with this little fun derp moment where we all just decided to, well, like four of us, decided to escort this BV-238 in a beautiful parade of victory instead of actually achieving victory, but I think I ended up picking up a kill in the process, so all's well that ends well. And I have been recently reminded what an absolute monster the French P63 Super Cobra is. The thing is an absolute beast at its battle rating of 4.0, which I think is just silly. It has an incredible dive speed. It has good controllability and good handling, and very deadly armament of a 37 with a very generous amount of ammunition. Never ever carry an AP round in the thing. The AP for the 37 is useless, but here we have TinyPolska in the KV2 German version and getting an overpressure kill with the armor piercing round because the high explosive filler on this anti-bunker charge is still high enough to blast through the roof armor of many tanks or the upper deck armor and take out the crew via the new overpressure mechanic. And things are going to be spicy, but of course interspersed with long periods of waiting for the spud tube to be serviced. So there we go. Round is officially back in the chamber, and the carnage can start once again. This is of course early in the match, so the enemies are going to be rolling in here, literally, and look at that beautiful fuel tank / ammunition detonation he got on the KV there. The thick 75mm side armor on most of the KVs is very difficult to punch through, and then also having enough energy to force through that rather girthy fuel tank and into the critical components is it's no mean feat, even for larger guns than what, well, larger in terms of overall size. The KV2 has it where girth is counted, and that definitely goes a long way in the game of War Thunder. I'm somewhat curious to see what the high explosive round of the KV2 is doing these days, and I might do a little bit of testing to see how that goes, and maybe I'll upload it as a testing video. Did that round just bounce off the lower side armor of the oh geez, what is that thing called? The little airdroppable ASU? I think it's ASU. Yeah, little shitter. That thing is deadly sneaky and deciduous. I don't know. It's a pain in the butt, but it was also in a very... It's one of those positions that I used to try to get into back in the day. You pull a quick flank around the front and then try and hit people from the sides and rear. But it's a good way to get yourself killed if you're in a fixed gun, or sorry, a casemate style tank destroyer. So yeah, if you got your TDs out in the breeze and you turn your backside to the advancing enemy, well, you pretty much get what you were asking for. So BF-110 with the big baby and the little baby, And TinyPolska, spoiler alert, is gonna put those to good use today. One of the things that I love about the BF-110s is their range of ordnance. They truly are destroyers. You're capable in terms of firepower. No matter what you're facing, you have either the big rockets that are put so far apart that you can't really hit anything with them. I'm kind of surprised that they weren't mounted under the belly of the aircraft, but instead wide out on the wings. It probably makes a lot more sense when they're being used in their intended role as anti-bomber munitions. You would fire those off and have them air burst, but in terms of War Thunder, having them spaced out like that and angled as they are in the case of the 110, it's difficult to get a kill with it. And while I was rambling about the rockets, TinyPolska's just picked up a couple of ground kills with each, or one with each of his bombs, and managed to survive having an enemy fighter on his tail. And that was sort of where I was going with my rambling about the BF-110. It's a great aircraft. It's not a fantastic fighter unless you really baby it. But if you play it just right, it's one of the best support fighters in the game as well. You have good sustained speeds if you're not maneuvering a lot. You don't have good top speed, so it's difficult to use it as a boom and zoom. But if you sort of scoop in, keeping your speed near top speed, and then pick up some shots of people that are on your ally's tail or otherwise engaged, and my goodness, look at the firepower, the damage that those cannons cause. And that works even at longer ranges because they have such a good burst mass. And then you have the dual defensive machine guns on this particular variant. I think this is the BF-110F, but I'm not sure. It reminds me, yeah, I think the F has those sort of, oh, I don't know how to put it, smoothed engine cowlings. Anyway. Oh, I'm a little bit sleepy. I've been doing a lot of work. I've been digging in my yard, trying to turn it into a garden, and that's going well. I have a bunch of gardening supplies showing up, and so far I've been doing it all with hand tools, no power equipment, which has been how I've been cutting lawns lately, and that's going pretty well. I've been making some money on the side cutting lawns and spending a little bit less of it on War Thunder than I'm wont to do, because, you know, everybody's got to grow up eventually. But having said that, I did pick up a certain item for around $25 when it was on sale. Yes, that's right, I finally did it. I am the proud owner of the Weebcopter, the Cobra Kisarazu. See what I did there? Couldn't remember the designation. Used the old colloquial term instead. So, our guy's BF-110 finally goes down. TinyPolska waiting briefly for me to not edit the video and to respawn in the KV-2. And I have been definitely playing a lot less War Thunder. I've played maybe, let's say, maybe 8 to 10 hours in the last week. It's very low for me. I used to do more than that in a day, and that's all part of my ongoing mission to become a real adult. Maybe, but to just kind of spend more time with my kids. I've been taking them to the park. I've been taking them to go visit the cousin's house, and also to get some more work done around here. And the gardening, the working out. I've been doing 1-minute workouts, so when I have a minute, I'll probably have to do one of those soon. And often when you're like putting some food in the microwave or whatever, that's at least a minute. So do a 1-minute workout. And you think, like, what good is a 1-minute workout? Well, it's great. You don't get all sweaty. You don't get all tired. You just grab some free weights and bust out some moves. And trust me, if you don't know some moves, it's a good time to learn some moves. And you practice them slow to get your form down. And then you do your 1-minute workout where you bust them out. And trust me, busting makes me feel good. And it really, just when you're strength training, it makes everything else easier. I have been doing some real manly man work out in the dirt, and you know what? It feels good to be able to swing a tool hard and not get tired. And the KV2 can relate to that. See how I brought it back around to the replay video? And you know what? If you're built sturdy and stocky, if you're a flabby fella like myself, I've been light, I've been heavy, and I've been in between. And you know what? I've never seen my abdominal muscles. If you are a flabby fella or a chunky lass, embrace your space and get into strength training. And if you're not, you know what? Get into strength training anyway, because again, it makes everything easier. And look at the KV2. This tank should not do well. There's nothing about this tank that is really made to excel at this tier. You can't even really rely on the armor because the turret armor is not... It's suboptimal, let's put it that way. But, blammo. Strength makes up for a lot. You've got a dog's age of reload time. You've got not the best gun ballistics. You've got absolute ass gun handling. Not the most maneuverable or fast tank in its own class, and definitely not able to keep up with the competition. And again, the armor profile, it is still a heavy tank, but you always have weak spots showing. Don't matter. Just be strong. Just be derp. And if there's a moral to this video, first off, by the way, as always, thank you TinyPolska for believing in me that eventually I will make a replay video and still sending in those files. I've tried to discourage everybody from sending in replays because I don't want to get your hopes up. You know, I'm not making many replay videos anymore. I'm not really spending much time on YouTube videos anymore. By the way, check out my adorable kids. They're freaking awesome. I do post around 30-second videos of them all the time. So if you want to see cute kids, I think this is becoming a cute kid channel. But the moral of the story is get strong. It makes everything easier. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.